Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today I want to talk about how I fixed one issue with my car and now we have another one. So my original issue, if you guys have seen my video weird noises on my Mustang GT, one of the issues that I fixed is one of those weird noises. So when I put it in gear, hold on, let's take off here. One of the issues I had was that when there'd be like load on my suspension, or when I put it in drive and like keep the brake on or something, there'd be like a clicking noise. And then when I take off, it just made like some weird like clicking noises. And the reason why in my original video it wasn't very loud is because it happened to be actually the right rear side instead of the left rear side, which is where I had the camera. So on the right rear side, I had a wheel bearing that went bad apparently. So the Ford dealership that I work at, I took it into them and they fixed it, and now it doesn't make that clicking noise anymore. So that's great. It could have been possibly due to the fact that my car sat on the lot for a long time. Maybe that made the wheel bearing go bad, or maybe it was just a faulty wheel bearing. I have no idea, but that's what was making the weird clicking noises. So now that's fixed. So moving on to the next issue. The next issue that I have, which may or may not be an issue, is the engine tick. So I remember reading about this online, and every time I read about something online and everyone's like making a big deal out of it, always thinking to myself like, okay, maybe it's not that big of a deal, or maybe it's just a few of them that happens. But my brother has a 19 5.0 and his has the engine tick. And after I did my first oil change, literally the same exact day, it developed the engine tick. The same day. From what I've read online, it's not a big deal. Like, it's not gonna affect the reliability of the car or anything like that. But it's kind of annoying when you're like in a drive-through or something and your car's kind of going and it's like not a consistent tick, it's like a random tick. So it'll like tick loud and then it'll kind of like go quiet for like a couple seconds and then tick again. So I'm gonna pull up to some area where I'm next to a building and hopefully you guys can hear it, and then I'll also show you guys what it sounds like on the outside. And I did have a little rattle that was coming from like this area over here, and it turns out when I installed my Sync 3 kit, I tightened up the bezel too tight to where it connects into. So I just loosened the screw just a little bit, and then it doesn't make that weird rattling sound from over here anymore. So I fixed one rattle there. It still has a weird rattle in the gauge cluster, but it's not that bad. So that one I can kind of live with. I mean, obviously I wish it didn't make it at all, but that one I can kind of live with. Transmission still makes the whining noise, which is completely normal. Some are louder than others, so it's kind of like an inconsistent thing, but most 5.0 10R80s make the whining noise, which I don't mind that noise at all. Perfect place to do some donuts. Actually, I did do donuts over here in my EcoBoost. Just kidding, I did it in Mexico, I didn't do it over here. See the ticking noise? So let's go ahead and get out and check it out. Hopefully you guys can hear that. So yeah, it definitely has the engine tick. I'm gonna put the camera on the ground and do a few revs, because when you rev it like a little bit, it does the tick like louder. So let me show you guys. So you can see it's kind of weird. It even gets louder with RPM, which is kind of annoying, but again, apparently it's not that big of an issue. It's just kind of annoying when you're like towards a wall, like right here, and you hear a bunch of ticking noises coming out of your car. And one more thing I want to show you guys. I got my brake calipers painted, and you can see there's a little spot that was missed. I don't know if it was missed or if when I got my new wheels on they scraped it or something, but you can see top and bottom there's a spot gonna call the people that did my brake calipers and see if they will fix it for me, or if I just have to do that myself. But the calipers are holding up pretty good so far, so I'm pretty happy with the calipers. One thing I forgot to mention is that in my weird noises video, I did have a weird like starter sound when I'd start the car up when it was hot. It would make like a weird click and start up. It still does that, but I've kind of gotten used to it, and since I have a loud exhaust now, the exhaust is so loud when it starts up you kind of forget about the weird like starter sound. But it still does that. Oh well, I mean, that's just kind of what I got to deal with. It's not the end of the world. The starter still works fine. Oh yeah, by the way, we did replace the starter through my dealership under warranty, and it didn't fix anything. So I think that's just how it's going to be. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. I do have the engine tick now, but I did get my wheel bearing fixed, so that doesn't make the clicking noise anymore. So I guess we're still doing okay. Just wanted to give you guys a little update on the 5.0. And I did order a tune, so definitely subscribe and stay tuned for that. I'm really excited to get that on. If you guys don't know, I had an EcoBoost beforehand, did videos of the tuning process and all that stuff. It's a lot of fun. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of the engine tick and all that stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video.